Good morning, distinguished guests. I would like to thank the organizers of the conference for the opportunity to be a speaker today. As you know, on 23rd of December 2015, 3 region-level energy companies of Ukraine were cyber-attacked. This attack was among the top 10 most dangerous cyber attacks in the world history. It was unusual because the attackers got manual control over the operational system of the fuel and energy sector facilities of our country. It has been a challenge for the whole world and signaled the need of all countries to unite to be able to fight such attackers, because each and every country is vulnerable. Our goal is to join efforts to prevent similar cyber attacks. During that attack, about 220,000 of consumers were cut off of electricity supply. 3 regions had no supply for about 3 hours, part of them even more. The lost power totaled 73 megawatt hours. And for your understanding, it's 0.015% of the daily power supply in Ukraine. The investigation conducted by the committee created by the ministry to establish the causes and consequences of that cyber attack revealed that it was caused by a black energy virus. My today's report is focused on the steps already made by Ukraine and further action needed to prevent similar cyber attacks in future. With the purpose to create favorable conditions for a safe cyber environment and use thereof for the benefit of individuals, society, and the state, the President of Ukraine issued the decree of March 2016 on the decision of the National Security and Defense Council of Ukraine on the cybersecurity strategy of Ukraine. That document introduced the term critical IT infrastructure. Thus, critical IT infrastructure is IT infrastructure within the jurisdiction of Ukraine, of which stable operation interruption will affect the national security and defense of Ukraine. In view of the aforesaid, the key factor of successful prevention of cyber attacks on the state's IT systems is the protection of critical infrastructure. So, the list of such infrastructure facilities is now being created to be approved at the national level. These are the factors that triggered the approval of the above-mentioned strategy. It's increase in the number of cyber attacks globally, organized crime in the cyber environment, use of cyber weapons by foreign public services and foreign countries, and events of external interference with the operation of IT systems. This slide describes the cyber environment in Ukraine. It suggests the creation of the National Cybersecurity Center that via secure internet access will be connected to the national telecommunication network. This will enable secure access to and interaction with the computer emergency response team of Ukraine. The key goal of this computer emergency response team of Ukraine is protection of the national IT resources and IT and telecommunication systems from unauthorized access, unauthorized use, as well as protection of their confidentiality, securing access hereto and prevention of damage thereto. At the same time, as cyber threats know no borders, This computer emergency response team of Ukraine, their activities include, among other things, missions aiming at efficient responding to IT security incidents that occur in the cyber environment of Ukraine's segment of the Internet. Creation of a network of cybersecurity sectoral centers is another a rather important element of Ukraine's cyber environment. An organizational and technical structure of such center in the fuel and energy sector is now being considered as an element of the sectoral cybersecurity system. If we speak about system's key functions, they include the following. It's identify, catalog of IT resources, uses and resources, risk assessment, vulnerability assessment, and regulatory framework. Another key function is protect, access control, personal training, data protection, description of process and procedures, protection against attacks, support, and antivirus protection. Another one is detect, events and abnormalities detection, network and security incidents monitoring, and development of information detection and exchange process. Respond, security incident analysis, counteraction and blocking using security tools, and improvement of the security system. Restore, post-attack recovery and investigation. The system is supposed to secure the network operation like a security sensor. The system will actually unite all relevant objects, subjects, and processes by focusing consolidating efforts on securing stable and interrupted activities within the fuel and energy sector. Here you may see the current system now in Ukraine. We have several problems. They are insufficient targeting on the part of the state, lack of sufficient in-house expertise, lack of official communication channels between energy companies, and lack of sufficient financing. And therefore, we have consequences of these problems. They are companies develop and introduce means and measures of protection at their own discretion, which are usually inefficient and cannot respond to the current threats, or fail to do even that. And we have one more problem, or consequence of the problem, that companies fail to efficiently use even the resources at their disposal, since they have to learn to prevent standard scenarios for which solutions have already been developed by other companies. Regarding these problems and consequences, we have strategic objectives. They are create Security Operations Center as an element of the Cybersecurity Sectoral Center that will be responsible for collecting information from participants and or detecting new threats using available technical and organizational means. Another one is join the existing highly qualified response team, of which the goal is supporting companies in eliminating causes and consequences of incidents and investigations thereof. The third one is develop and introduce sectoral or national standards on cybersecurity for technological systems, for critical infrastructure that I mentioned above. And the fourth one is introduce advanced means of detecting and responding to cyber threats, as well as the necessary IT security process, incident response scenarios, etc. As of today, the Ministry has developed a roadmap for the development of the sectoral cybersecurity system. that suggests the following priority steps. The first one is creation and modernization of the existing tools to reduce the security incident response time. This requires a creation of a telemetry and anomaly detection system, attack detection system upgrade, and antivirus laboratory and analytics system upgrade. The second one is passive protection by detecting attacks on protected facilities to expand the coverage. This requires introduction of trusted internet connection standards and connection of protected facilities to the telemetry system. The third one is active protection by providing services to automate the protection system. This requires develop a DDoS attack protection service and centralized email protection. And finally, I would like to emphasize that we have a clear understanding of what measures and steps are necessary in the fuel and energy sector today to minimize cyber attacks in the sector. This, in its turn, will definitely secure a stable operation of one of the key elements of Ukraine's economy if we speak about fuel and energy sector. Thank you very much for your attention.